So now we are in the very southern part of Norway in Larvik, and I'm with Lasse Eriksen, who needs no introduction for many people in our world, but just in case you don't know, Lasse is a sauna meister of amazing appeal and renown around the world. He is currently the development manager at Ferris Bad, where I currently am in Larvik, an amazing sauna spa hotel. He's also the president of the Norwegian Sauna Association. He is the vice president of Aufguss International. He is a board member of the International Sauna Association. This man is all things sauna. So thank you for joining us, Lasse.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm here because I wanted to come and see what Ferris Bad was all about. And this is, the heart of sauna in Norway. And my reason for coming was to explore what is the sauna spa culture here, which is relatively new. People think, they think that Finland and it's all sauna, but it wasn't the case in Norway and Sweden, correct?
Mm.
So here you are, Lasse, a sauna meister. Let's talk about, first of all, for the audience, what is a sauna meister?
A sauna master is the skill of hosting ceremonies in a sauna, but not just that, but also taking care of the sauna itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the room itself is a very sacred room. So to be able to master, to work with all the elements inside, because it's first of all very hot. It's, how can I say, it is the hottest room on the planet you voluntarily go enter.
Right.
Right? So you have to make it safe. So a master to keep it safe, take care of the room, be that all the guests who enter, the people who want to enter, that they feel that safety inside. So the mastery of it is to get people to feel safe inside that environment, which is so, in a way, hostile, because it's so hot, and to bring people on journeys inside, to connect, to cleanse, to heal, to build themselves up again. So that's kind of the mastery of it. But you have two parts. One is the masters of keeping the heat, keep holding the ground, holding the premises. And another is mastery of holding ceremonies. So we have two types of sauna masters.
Oh, I did know that.
So one is the fire keeper, the one who holds the fire and keeps the premises clean and nice and keeping it. Then the other one is the ceremony master. That's the two parts.
So do most sauna masters, are they able to do both jobs? Is that a requirement? Or does one say, I'm just going to do the fire keeper part, or I'm just going to do the ceremony part?
Yeah, it's very often different. Yeah. Some prefer to do both because they very often they end up going from one to another. After you have been working in the spa for some time and you take care of the sauna, you see that you get more and more, how can I say, the more you're close to that beautiful temple, the more you want to enter it.
Sure.
So the more you go in, the more often you want to go, and then it ends up being that they get dragged in, that feel like I want this. And that's what we search for when we have sauna masters or people who wants to become that. It's not something we just train people up to be. They come to us to say, I want to be. That's very different than many other professions in a way that,
for sure,
that we don't train you unless we don't come to you, you come to us.
So how, you didn't have a sauna culture around you growing up here in Larvik. This is where you're from. Your family is here. How did you get into this field?
Well, we did have a sauna though, at the swim hall and these places where I went with my father and this when we were kids, but it was not a pleasant experience. I would say it was more that kind of these old people inside, shut the door, very hot, smelling very sweaty, unclean, so I grew up with that. So I didn't like sauna, in the beginning there, but then I, educated my as a therapist. I was actually Norway's first male aromatherapist.
You were! Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I studied different fields, and then I started to work at what we call Olympiatoppen, which is the top athletes in Norway in sports, the national sports and different. And there we started working with hydrotherapy. So the fittest people on the planet, they were using cold bath
Mm.
and hot sauna.
So contrast therapy was already a thing.
Yeah. So that was already a thing. So this is kind of being a thing in sports that we did. So, people in the ocean.
I love it. We're watching people swim in the water, which is 1 degree, I think, today.
Yeah, about 1 degree,
1 degree Celsius. Yeah, a little bit cold.
Yeah, a little bit cold.
So if you hear shrieks in the recording, that's what it is. So you were working with the Olympic team, basically, in all sports?
No, I was picked up for snowboarding and different types of fighting, kickboxing and boxing and all this. We were put in different categories because I come from snowboard myself in my youth.
So you somehow in this work had an affinity for the sauna in particular? You just one day said, wait a minute, I want to be in the sauna all the time.
Yeah, mostly because when at that time we did the studies, this is, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. And when you did have the studies at that time, that sports heal you that fast and how they did work with cold and warm. So I found myself inside the sauna quite a lot, and then it becomes quite regularly that, hey, if I'm not in here, people don't go to sauna for the cardiovascular benefits or for all these type of physical benefits. You go in there just because you feel nice, right? But when we see the studies that shows that why I feel this nice and why I do this, then people can go for that. But normally people don't go for that. They go to sauna just to enjoy it. So I had it developed enjoyment for going into the sweat rooms as a recovery, just to enjoy, socialize, and just feel I'm connected with my friends and myself. So that was kind of that part. And then we started to focus on this part of Farisbad. And this was built 15 years ago. And then when this was then opened, then I was asked to come and join here.
So let me say something about Farisbad. For those who don't know, it's on the coast, literally, like Lasse and I are sitting in a conference room, which with the ocean is under us. The hotel is built out from the beach into the water so people can do true contrast therapy, leave the sauna and run down and jump into the fjord water, which is quite cold, as I mentioned. This was a unique place at the time, right? It's the first sauna hotel in Norway?
Yeah, it's the first real resort, which was a dream of Mille Marie Treschow. She kind of from the family, one of the great families of the area, which kind of owned all the forest in the south of Norway. And her dream was to build back Larvik Bad, this bathhouse again. The first bad was just across the street here in 1843. So there is a cool resort area for that one. So because we have a mineral well, which comes from the ground, and that mineral water is now with the factory produces that drinking water, which is the national drinking water of Norway called Faris.
Oh, of course.
And of course it's blessed by the king. The King Olav V blessed this water here. So you are swimming in blessed water.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So it's a very, so the area, it has that history behind it. And when she decided that she wanted to take away some of the forest, industry, and she wanted to create more of a new environment for the city and create something new here. So she built the cultural house and different things around to kind of give back to her community. Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful property and so amazingly situated. And I love the way it is above the sand. The local people can walk their dog along the beach and go right under the hotel. It's not exclusive with a wall, like the guests are on one side and the locals are on the other. They mingle. It's a very nice approach. How many saunas are here at this property?
At this property, we have I have steam baths. If you want to go proper sauna, there's a definition here. If you're going to go hardcore, there is a definition. Then I have 4 saunas. Then I have some lower temperature, about 50 degrees, hot room 55 degrees, and then I have steam baths. So, but in total of kind of that's warm room systems, we have around 10.
Mm-hmm. So you started working here and have this affinity for sauna, become a sauna master. When did you start getting involved in the world of sauna outside of Ferrisbad?
Well, the owner, everything comes from the owner perspective. I had a nice talk with the owner. I know them from before. And I asked, what do you want with Ferrisbad? What do we want to be good at? What do you want to see us to do? Because that's my job as development manager. I need to kind of know what the owner wants.
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Yeah. So they love sauna. So they said, we want to be the best in the world in sauna. We want to kind of be known for that. So then I had to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I traveled around the world, connecting with different sauna communities around the world, people around the world. I did this for some years. And then I started to bring some of these people into Norway. Mm-hmm. I invited them in as visiting practitioners. I started to talk about our own culture because Norwegian Bastu, this is sauna in Norwegian. We had quite a big sauna culture. And then it kind of course, it goes up and down and it falls apart and these things. But some regions of Norway is very strong. And some regions is quite weak. So I try to dig up all these strong regions and the people from these regions to bring out our own culture of sweat bathing. Because all cultures in the world has a sweat bathing tradition. Mm-hmm. You just have to find it. And that's what I try to then do and to make this a hub for that we embrace all cultures of sweat ceremonies, but our main core is to find our own. Mm-hmm. And that's where we have come today. So we have found the Norwegian way of doing, the Norwegian storytelling way, finding all the good things we do. We do every laugardag, which is kind of the Norwegian word of laugar, means washing. Mm-hmm. And laugardag is Saturday in Norwegian.
I love that. So Saturday was washing day.
It's washing day. You wash yourself physically and spiritually, and then you come together as social, the whole family. And then you're ready for Sunday. And Sunday is the day you kind of connect with the nature. That's when Norwegians go for a walk. Everything is closed down on Sundays in Norway. So then we hike. We do our walks and then we are ready. And then Monday you start your new day.
So this place here, it really took off. I mean, it's known worldwide. People come here from around the world to experience sauna. And why do you think that was? Was it the magic of the time, or, was the timing right? Or what do you think is the reason that Ferrisbad is sort of the center of Scandinavian sauna culture now?
Well, there's many points. I would say one of them is dedication. Back to the owners again. Mm-hmm. We got full support all the way to what we did. It has nothing to do with running the facility. It has to create it. And that takes time and money. And then my job to go out to connect with people. And I cannot hide. I need to show myself and learn. And from that, I try to share that with my own colleagues here. So my colleagues, they are equally dedicated. So the sauna masters here are so dedicated. So I have actually, competition-wise, I have 3 world champions in my team.
Wow.
And so,
how many are on the team here as sauna masters?
Sauna masters, we have 10.
And 3 of them are world champions.
3 of them are world champions.
That's a pretty good record. So can we talk for a minute about what sauna is becoming elsewhere in the world? I mean, we know what it's supposed to be with the ceremony and the ritual, but we're seeing a popularity in sauna, but it means that a hotel or a spa puts a sauna in, and that's that, right? And so how do we get the world to understand what is really supposed to happen in the sauna?
We need to talk more about it. People should feel what a real sauna is. I would say if you want to experience sauna, you go to Finland. Then you will feel it. But try to go to different sweat ceremonies around in different parts of the world. But I would say for that part which you're into now, education, because you need to find those people who have dedicated their life or who really understands the concept of sauna, because it is a physical, spiritual, and a social room which you work with. This is a sacred temple. I got married for me, I can say it, I got married in a church because my wife is a Christian, but I'm not. My room to cleanse myself is in the sauna. This is my church.
Mm-hmm.
This is the room I cleanse my spiritual being. So the respect for that room should be available for everyone. And that is why when I try to talk with people on spas and these things, I was actually now in London, the spa convention.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk a lot about the treatments inside the treatment rooms, but they forget the 2,000 other square meters they have.
Yes.
Which is where all your guests are.
Uh-huh.
Because you're only working one-to-one.
Right. How much can the treatment room impact a guest in a hotel? Very little.
Very little. And the therapists, they don't get to know the client because they have a limited time for their treatments. So it's very 10-minute. While the sauna masters and the people inside, when we do ceremonies inside the spa where the guests are, then we teach them how to do sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guest starts to learn that this spiritual, physical, and social environment is really, really beautiful for me. It makes me relaxed. I get energy in my body.
Mm-hmm.
My cardiovascular system works. My recovery goes faster. All these things that happen, it happens within you, but you maybe don't know it. But we need to teach our guests. And when you have done that for some time, your guest starts to understand what is a good way of doing sauna. But if you do nothing inside that room where the sauna is, then the guest won't know.
Mm-hmm.
And some cultures, like in the US, the sauna is not fully, integrated in the US.
No.
So most of the Americans, they have no clue.
It's not their fault. We just haven't experienced it. I first went to Germany and went to a sauna hotel, and I thought, oh, this is great. Like, this is not what we have at all, doing contrast therapy and cycles and having the Aufguss. And it's just now beginning to be something you can see in America. But still, many spas and hoteliers think, like I said earlier, oh, the sauna, it's a room, we put it in, there it is. They don't staff it. They don't have rituals in it.
And there's no rules there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, that you don't go to church. You take off your hat when you go into church, right?
Right.
You take, you behave. And the same we do, you sit on a towel. You don't sweat on the wood inside. You don't bring bottles. You don't sit and drink inside the church. Mm-hmm. When you have that respect, you work with this spirit powerful of working with fire. The fire who heats the oven, it heats the stones. Fire heats earth. Earth heats water. Water heats the air, and the air comes combined. This is what we call lol. This is spirit life. It connects you to your spirit life. So what people normally feel when they're not used to this for the first time in the sauna, I say, I don't like it, is when we steam and all these combinations of elements come together, you feel it's hot. It becomes impossible to think of all the other problems you have in life. Mm-hmm. And you only start to focus on surviving. Mm-hmm. And that's the Lolo work, and kind of connects you to being present in the moment. And that's actually what we search for. Because we all have struggles in our life. We all kind of think of what happened to me then, and what am I not looking forward to can happen to me tomorrow. We always are in that moment in our mind. But the sauna has that power to make you present and feel the energy and where I am at the moment. And that sacred room to be able to do that is so beautiful and powerful, and it should be respected through the spa universe and also in sauna in general. Mm-hmm. So I would say rules is very important. Mm-hmm. I saw some designs in American spa where I saw a sauna and then a pool and then a shower. For me, it's kind of like,
a little backwards.
it's a little backwards, right? When you come out of the sauna, you need to cleanse yourself before you go to the pool. So you have to design the spas correctly for the use. And you should cleanse yourself before you go into the sauna. Because it's this type of rhythms that you should do. But people don't know. And that is why I say education is the most important thing for sauna practice for US. That we educate the spa, educate the owners, and educate also people who run it. Actually now, last week I had some people from New York, owners who are building the sauna facility in New York. They were here for 1 week training with me, the owners, to understand what sauna is.
That's amazing. But then you know that they really want to get it right.
And that's kind of where it starts on the top. And how we work through it. And then it's education.
Well, certainly in America, there's nowhere to go to learn other than to come to Europe to do that. I mean, there's nowhere to go. I know that you were involved with some project in Las Vegas, and that was the first what we call event sauna at Awana in Las Vegas, and you were involved with that. We're starting to see more event saunas. Of course, we have to have video and music and lights. We can't just sit in the sauna. That's the American way, at least. But, what do you see more of that sort of event sauna development happening globally? Do you think that bigger is always better?
No, but the project in Vegas we had with DFL and Don Genders there was an amazing. You need to get a foot in. To dare to build the first one. Bigger doesn't mean better, because it's still a sauna. And that is where we always come back to. It's still a sauna. It's a social, physical, and spiritual room, So you have this thing that we have to think about always. But I want to talk a little bit about the Aufguss, because it's a passionate thing for me, and especially the show Aufguss, the story Aufguss, is because stories are such a powerful tool we have as human beings, because we are that species who can travel in our mind. We can have that possibility to close our eyes, and I can stand on the moon. I can travel wherever. I don't need to physically travel to travel. And the power we have in that sauna room to travel through stories, it's such an amazing thing, because the moment you take off your clothes, take off your stress, take off all these worries you have in life, which we steam through Lolu, then you're just you, that little child that was born that time, that little child again, where you suddenly get a story into your life. And that's a 15-minute story through an Aufguss. They can tell different types of stories, very often fairy tales or whatever. But it's such a tremendous amount of power that a story can create. If you want to do a story with the intention of healing, or if you want to tell a story about something that was sad, but still it ends good in a life, life lessons through the stories. So the show Aufguss I find very, very powerful to do, because we use smells and these things. And for US, which has so many amazing stories and storytellers and history and around it, and also, from Vegas and you guys, you know these things.
We know how to do entertainment, that's for sure.
Entertainment. So, but still you entertain with respect. And that's the kind of thing that, that you have to understand. It's still a sauna. It's a spiritual and physical, So when you could do that entertainment and highly professional and connect that with the steam, it's just beautiful. I remember the first time I went into Havana, where one of the girls who was the sauna master, we just trained her. And then she came from Cirque du Soleil. That's US. They are professional on stage,
Absolutely.
So I was just blown away, because they know how to capture the room. So it's just about capturing the moment and capturing the room. The techniques we will teach you, that's easy. But the difficulty is to capture it, to create the magical moment. And very often you don't need to build big. You don't need to be big. You don't need to be massive or build the biggest, most expensive sauna. I had beautiful experience in small saunas for 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's the person who captures the moment. And US is full of those people who can entertain and capture people through their stories and through their way of being.
So we just have to alert them to the possibility, right? So the Sauna World Championships, that is what is being judged, right? The performance in the Aufguss, the story that is told through the use of props and movement. And you told me one at lunch that sounded amazing. You know, the winner, this year's winners from Japan. This year's championships are when and where?
It's in Netherlands, in Taedman-Buslo. It's a beautiful resort outside of Amsterdam. Sauna takes a little bit more than 200 people. And then the whole sauna world is gathered from all over the world with different cultures and things. And then we celebrate. It's more a celebration than a competition. And this is the thing we do when we started with the Aufgusswärme, is that it's a celebration of sauna. So we do it for our staff to come together, to meet others, to evolve, to see and learn techniques. Because when you go to a competition, it's not about the competition, but it's about evolving yourself, to build yourself, to learn, to focus. Because if you every day in your spa, either in treatments or in sauna, you do the same every day, but you never educate yourself. You never go to competition. You never learn anything new. You will just do the same every day and every day. You feel like you're a machine.
It becomes so routine and not spiritual at all. Right?
No. And this is a spiritual room. So we do competitions to expand that universe for yourself. We don't care which position you end up in, but it's fun to win for the people or the place where it is. But when you see sauna masters or Aufguss masters, they're all in it because they love it. And there's nothing else behind that thing other than love for that process.
So if someone listening decides they want to be a sauna master, how do they learn? I mean, is there a school you go to? Like, what do you do?
There are many, many sauna masters, Aufguss masters around who have different classes and schools in different styles. It's a huge universe, many doors to enter. Can be difficult to guide yourself inside, and I do see it. But I would say go to sauna. Go to find a place where they have Aufguss or where they have these ceremonies, and then you start there. And you go over and over again, and then you meet those people who are there. Maybe they can guide you further to a next one or to another school. Or they can go into Aufguss VM. That's our, the Aufguss VM group. And in there we have many different beautiful sauna masters who have, and almost all of them have private schools.
That's a website?
That's a website, yeah. But we have training from classic to show to whisking to different sort of, this universe is a gigantic universe, and it takes, how can I say, I've been doing this for many years, but I never, I'm not finished. I have so much to learn.
Well, you're a student always, right? That's how we expand ourselves.
So it's, so the dedication is the key. If you love sauna, if you feel connected, search for it, and then you will find it. If not, contact me, and I can always find that teacher for you that can fit you. Because we have many, many different beautiful teachers out there. So then I send my this professional waivers and those guys. Sure, I'm the old guy, and I handle the owners and the spa management, because it doesn't help to have lots of dedicated sauna masters if people don't know how to run the facility with dedicated sauna masters.
Well, that's something we were discussing earlier, right? If you're a spa manager and you have a sauna master, you're thinking, well, what else do they do, right? I mean, how many hours a day? You can't be 40 hours a week a sauna master.
No.
So how do we approach that? I mean, do those people just come in a few times a week or a few times a day?
Often in some countries, they kind of rent themselves out, that they come in and do some sessions. I prefer to have everyone here at Faris, everyone is employed. Because that dedication and love for the, you are Faris. But there is a way of setting it up. It's to understand the way of the steam and understand the way of working in a sauna. And when you understand that, they need time to prepare. Preparation. Also, I see. Let's go a little bit into that for treatments. The future of massage and other types of physical treatment, the therapist should have more time to prepare. Prepare themselves. It's very easy from a resort to look at the hours. I should do this. But preparation, to prepare yourself for working with people, it takes time. You need to be cleansed. You need to feel you're present in the moment. So we do half an hour preparation, that you prepare yourself and work and prepare the sauna and do this. And then you do your ceremony. And the ceremony can be from 12, 15 minutes to 4, 5, 6 hours. Like we do here in Norway, we do long ceremonies, too. But then you also need time afterwards to kind of be present. And this is the key I kind of find most important for us here, is that every time people are finished with the ceremony, the guests, they most often want to talk. Something happens within you.
Unlocked. Something is unlocked.
Yeah. And if you then need to start cleaning and running to next station and do your work there to serving drinks or whatever, you lose the most important value of all, is being available for your guests. So the sauna masters, their only work is to host the ceremony, work with it, and be with the guests. To talk with them, follow them, so they feel safe with you. And that's how we as Farisbal has grown. And also international reputation, and how we work is that we are here for you. So if you want to talk, the sauna master can stand and talk with you for half an hour without feeling I have to do something else. And that's when you understand that, then it's a powerful tool. And it did happen to me once. I had a ceremony several years ago, and it was only one person on the list.
And you were the sauna master?
Yeah. I had one person on the list, we never cancel. He lied, and I said, okay, let's do something different. I brought some whisks, and I put him down. I was whisking him, and this hitting with the branches. That's whisking. And we were working, and we had it was such a beautiful energy. And I worked with him for 20 minutes, 30 minutes with it. And afterwards, it's shown that he was the CEO of a company. So he booked his company of 80 people coming back, holding the ceremony. So we got, him 80 rooms, F&B, food, drink, blah, 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 because I was there for him.
And that experience really transcended for him. It wasn't just transactional. He could feel it.
Yes. And that is what the spa does for the hotel, which is very difficult to measure.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem for very often in hospitality. But here we understand it. Luckily, the owners here and the management here understand it. But I hope many other resorts out there understand that value, that kind of, we talk with the guests. Really, on a personal level.
On a deep level.
Yeah. Which is the difference then in a restaurant or in the front desk or in the rooms or whatever other places in the room. You talk with people from human to human because they have been undressed, steamed out, connected with their life into the cold and hot. They are pure. They are really there. They need to talk to you because something happens. And that's the power of sauna in the spa or in the hotel.
And I expect you have some data on how that drives repeat guests, for instance, like here at Faris Spa, do most of your guests, have they been before and they return?
Most of them, yeah. Most of them are that one. We do have some new, but back to that one, we educate them. So when new people come, we always ask before ceremonies, because the thing is very often you don't know if they're fully new either, And when do you ask that question? You have it in the front desk. Have you been here before? But does the front desk tell the rest of the hotel that this is a new client? Normally not. But when you come into the spa, you connect with them in a different way. And that's very often we find kind of all these questions they have as new guests that we can guide you in a way. So they talk, I had these other things that kind of, yeah, how was your room and how was life and how they, you end up with this personal talk thing. And then from there, we fix the rest of their stay. And quite often they also end up kind of, if they have been stressed or something like that, disappointed in things happen in the hotel. Every time they come into a ceremony, it's something good, and that changes their experience of the stay, which makes the spa experience so powerful. That something can happen. The food was not great. The room was not great. That was not this. And then we get them in the sauna and it doesn't matter.
Right. It's all good.
It's all good.
Well, maybe it's just the timing, Lasse, that people are looking for wellness. They're looking for social. They're wanting to be spiritual, and sauna is really the encapsulation of that. I mean, maybe this is where spa is going, away from treatments in treatment rooms. I'm not saying that won't always be a thing, but we're seeing facilities focus more on the communal components of the spa now because there's a power to that.
Absolutely. And you want to be together. You want to share your stories with others, and especially couples and families and others, and to share moments. It's such a powerful tool. And so, like you said, treatments, I do believe treatments will always be there, will always be strong. Maybe even couple dual treatments will be stronger that people want to experience together. But we also bigger groups we see. So I do believe that we are pack people. We are pack kind of species. We follow the pack. We want to. You see it in fashion. You see it in anything that happens. Trends. It's a pack follow.
We all do what everyone else does.
Yeah. And that's the thing that we like in a bigger sauna. So when you come to big isn't always best, but please also think about size. That people should think about, be more communal. Open your saunas a little bit more. Think bigger in the way of that you can have more people inside, because the energy in these rooms are so amazing when you have more people inside. It's like a huge 100 people yoga class, or you're at a concert with thousands of people. The energy you can get out of these sessions is just such a powerful thing.
So what's next for sauna globally? Like, where do you see the most growth coming from?
Well, US, it's actually happening. UK is coming a lot now. But the thing is, back to that, people are finding their own roots. Sauna, I love my Finnish friends and my Finnish brothers and sisters because they kept the tradition. It's on their UNESCO World Heritage List. That's how important it is for the Finns. And they have helped so many nations to find their own wet culture. So I think that's what's happening globally. Japan has been doing it for some time now. Japan is coming super strong. They have embraced the way of sauna. Even if they have Mushiburo and Kawaburo, their own way of sweat, they still see to sauna that one of the powerful tools to work with. I do see the South is coming, Australia, and these are starting to build up. But back to that again, I do believe that cultural heritage will come stronger. And actually, I remember we had a nice talk at the Global Wellness Summit in Austria. I was invited there to talk about sauna and all. Was it 2016 or 2018?
Yeah, 16, I think.
16, yeah. And then we talked about what will be the trends in the future. And we were quite spot on when Susie Ellis brought us into that one, because we talked about cultural heritage, history, and socializing. These things will always be strong. And I think they will not fall apart because we are pack people for always. We like to be social, but we also search our roots. So these are two things I think we'll find everywhere in the world. But if you think continent and places, I do think the US will come very strongly. Canada has come very strong. They've really worked a lot up there. But the rest is it's just every culture for themselves, and we start to connect by helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the tool that many cultures have been alone for years. The Latvians have been in their own little pits,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone has been in their own thing. And suddenly we find this community through Aufgus VM and the ISA, that we now try to gather everyone and share cultures rather than saying mine is more better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
This culture is more better than this. No, it doesn't work like that. Everyone has the same kind of things. And who is right? We don't know how.
There's no judge of that.
There's no judge of that. We have, Tim Yago with the Celtic lodges,
Mm-hmm.
and he shares his stories and how it works. And it's just such a powerful tool from the Celtic lodge. But it's different when you go to the Russian Banya or to the Temazcals in Mexico. But they all have the same concept and principles. Fire, earth, water, air. And together these connects with Lul, which has different words in different cultures. Sti,
Mm-hmm.
dump.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Well, do you think that sauna has received a bump from COVID? I mean, the interest in being communal has never been greater. In my experience, in my decades in this field, people really want to do things with their friends that are social and healthy. And of course, back when the virus was around, I mean, it couldn't live in a sauna, right?
No, yeah, actually true. I was so lucky here that I had the local authorities. They trusted what I said.
Ah.
So I sent over all the evidences of what was what. So we only closed for, 2.5, almost just 3 months, because we could open, because we explained what sauna does.
Mm-hmm.
But during COVID, of course, people don't know, and the government didn't know how it was. And then, so it's about trust. And I think science, is very, very important for the future. But regarding that one and the COVID part, what's happening now, of course, the social aspect is such a powerful tool, which is quite new. You're very right on that one. But it will be strong. It will keep going rather, because we were lonely for some time, and loneliness is one of those things that I'm not saying COVID was the reason we were lonely, because many people were lonely before that. And you can even be in a relationship but still be lonely, right? So, and this is these environments where you sit inside a sauna room with other people. You dare to talk, You don't talk with other people on the bus or on the train or on the tram. But when you come in a sauna, it always becomes this hello. And you always have this greeting, and you always end up talking with people you normally would never talk to on a bus or anywhere else. And for the young generation, we see it in Oslo now, there are very few other scenes where you don't have access for mobile phone.
Very true.
So the sauna is that room, where you kind of disconnect from that life, and then you're just human to human. So we see a quite vast of that young generation coming into the Oslo, to the harbor. We have one association who has 15,000 members in there. And they're mostly young people coming in and doing their sweats. That's their new social hub, to disconnect from that online life. So they don't go to clubs anymore.
No, I love that. They're doing something healthy.
Yeah, we went to rave parties in caves and these things. These guys go to sauna.
Mm-hmm.
That's their new hub of being together. Much more smarter, much healthier, much better. So, like you said earlier that we talked about, the next generation will hopefully live much longer than we do, because they understand these things.
The importance of self-care and prioritizing. Well, sauna culture worldwide is lucky to have you, Lasse Eriksen, as a champion. And thank you again for joining us and for hosting me here at Farspot. It's been amazing.
Thank you. It'd be wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.